You ever get that feeling like life is just one big noisy city? Emails piling up, work demands, family messages. It's like standing in the middle of rush hour and you can't hear yourself think.
Honestly, that's exactly how it feels some days. It's almost like there's no pause button, just this constant buzz. And in all that noise, finding even a second of quiet feels impossible.
Totally. Sometimes it's like you barely have space to figure out what matters most, let alone actually focus on it.
And yet, even in the chaos, there's this longing for some kind of center, a calm spot where things finally make sense.
Thinking about all that noise, I start to wonder when life gets wild what actually holds first place in our lives. Because honestly, it's not always God, even if we want it to be.
That's a tough pill to swallow. I catch myself letting work or family drama take over without even realizing it. It's like these things just slip in and start calling the shots.
Yeah, the drift is so sneaky. Before you know it, priorities are upside down.
But what if right there in the middle of the madness, there's actually a kind of oasis waiting for us if we put God back at the center?
That makes me think about how nature works. Planets, seasons, they all revolve around a center. Maybe our lives need that same kind of alignment.
It's funny you say that. I never thought of life like a solar system, but it fits. When the center is off, everything else spins out of control.
Exactly. It's encouraging to realize we actually get to choose what's at our core.
And when we do, things just have a way of settling into place, kind of like the planets finding their groove.
That reminds me of Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God. The Bible's very first words set the tone for what matters most.
Absolutely. And then you get to the first commandment. You shall have no other gods before me. It's like God's putting a big spotlight on who should come first.
God isn't exactly subtle about it. That central spot isn't up for grabs.
But what sticks with me is how that message keeps coming up again and again, Old Testament and New.
Jumping ahead, Jesus picks up the same theme, love God with all your heart, soul, and mind. It's a timeless reminder.
What grabs me is that he's not introducing something new. He's underlining what's always mattered most.
It's like he's saying, this is the anchor, don't lose it.
And honestly, that kind of focus brings so much clarity. When God's first, the rest starts to line up.
Here's what really gets me. It isn't about God wanting the spotlight for ego's sake. It's about love. He knows we find our real joy and purpose when he's our center.
Absolutely. When I let other things take over, like work or even my own worries, I feel off balance. It's like trying to walk without solid ground underneath.
Great analogy. It's a lot like a parent wanting what's best for their kid. It's not about control, but about care.
That shift in perspective changes everything for me. It's not a checklist to impress God. It's a relationship.
When Jesus is asked about the greatest commandment and doubles down on loving God, it really hits home. It's not just a rule to follow, it's an invitation to live differently.
And that's actually freeing. I used to see faith as this list of things to check off, but now I see it more as a relationship that shapes how I see myself and the world.
Me too. Remembering that takes so much pressure off. It's about being connected, not perfect.
And when you start with relationship, the rest of life tends to fall into better places.
On that note, when we put God first, it's not about limiting ourselves. Ephesians 3:20 talks about God doing more than we can imagine. There's so much to gain.
That's honestly what excites me. Even when I take tiny steps to prioritize God, wild things start happening. Peace, guidance, things I never expected.
It's like blessing isn't about getting stuff, but about life coming together in ways you couldn't have planned.
Totally. It's those moments where you realize, wow, this is bigger than just me trying harder.
Speaking of guidance, Proverbs 3-6 says, acknowledge him in all your ways, and he'll direct your paths. I can't count how many times I've needed that direction.
Same here. There have been days I felt completely lost, and then after a simple prayer or just pausing, suddenly a way forward appears, almost like a GPS for the soul.
And then there's that wild, unexplainable peace. Philippians 4-7 calls it the peace that surpasses understanding. It shows up even when everything else is a mess.
That's actually my favorite part. People ask how I stay calm when things explode, but honestly, it's just knowing God's got it handled.
Let's talk about provision too. Matthew 6:33, seek first the kingdom, and all these things will be added. It's like God knows what we need before we do.
I've seen that play out so many times. And it's not just provision, it's protection. Psalm 91 calls God our refuge. Even when life throws curveballs, we're not tackling them solo.
Right, tough stuff still happens, but it's different when you're not facing it alone.
That promise of never being abandoned, it's incredibly grounding, especially on the hard days.
Something else I hold on to is purpose. Jeremiah 29-11 is my go-to, plans to give you hope and a future. When God's steering, life feels like a story with meaning, not just a bunch of random moments.
That's honestly what keeps me going in uncertain times. knowing there's a bigger story being written, one with real purpose, even when life gets messy.
It's comforting to know the ups and downs aren't just pointless chaos. There's direction, even in the detours.
But as amazing as that is, it's not about putting God first just to get good stuff. It's deeper than that.
Exactly, it's about loving God for real, not trying to earn blessings. Think about Abraham willing to give up Isaac, or Daniel risking everything to pray. Their faith wasn't transactional.
Their stories blow me away. They put God first out of deep love, no strings attached. That kind of devotion is inspiring, but honestly, also a little intimidating.
For sure, it raises the bar, makes you ask, how do I actually start living that way, day to day? So how do we do it? For me, it comes down to small, daily habits, setting aside time for prayer, and just being real with God.
Prayers changed my life, but spending time with the Bible is the other big one. Psalm 119 calls God's word a lamp for our feet, and honestly, it gives me the reset I need.
Exactly. Reset is the perfect word. Putting God first isn't just a checkbox, it's an invitation to let go of anxiety and lean into peace.
And it's not about being perfect. It's about realigning every day and making space for God at the center again.
I love that every day is a chance to realign, not a test to pass. It's an ongoing journey, not something you nail once and forget about.
Couldn't agree more. Each morning is a fresh start, a new chance to put God first, no matter what yesterday looked like.
That's such a relief, honestly. There's freedom in knowing it's about progress, not perfection.
If there's one thing I'd encourage everyone listening, it's just to take it one step at a time. The little choices make a huge difference.
So, as we wrap up, here's our challenge for the week. Try making that conscious choice in every little moment. Put God first and watch what changes.
And if you need a starting point, don't overthink it. Begin with a simple prayer or read just a few verses. Real is better than fancy.
We're rooting for you. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Can't wait to see where this journey takes you.